The first time the female assassin attempted to assassinate the presidential candidate, she had just begun adjusting the angle of her scope when the candidate, by noticing a subtle reflection from the building ahead, realized that he was already locked in by a sniper rifle. However, he didn't panic. Instead, he accurately calculated that the distance between him and the sniper was 3,300 meters, the moment the bullet was fired. The candidate could have easily dodged it, but he deliberately shifted his body to let the bullet hit his shoulder. By doing so, he could gain more votes from the public, garner their support, and conceal his superhuman, most powerful brain. The woman never imagined that Jack's brain had evolved to such a high degree, far beyond her expectations. However, who would have known that this presidential candidate was just a mediocre poor guy a year ago? It turned out that Jack was once a novelist, but a week passed without him writing a single word. At that moment, he knew he had lost his creative inspiration. Seeing his mediocrity and inability to support himself, his girlfriend of many years left him. From then on, Jack completely lost confidence in life, until one day, he met his good friend George. It was precisely because of George's arrival that he regained hope to live on. Not only was George dressed lavishly, but he also owned several top-notch sports cars. The reason he had this superpower was all because of a transparent chocolate developed by his company. Initially, Jack didn't believe George's words. Although Jack rejected this kind of thing at first, he still reluctantly accepted it when he heard that the value of the chocolate was $8,000 because he was doing so poorly at the time. Why not try eating the chocolate? So, with the attitude of giving it a shot, he swallowed the chocolate. It was precisely because of this decision that he embarked on his powerful life journey, even becoming president at one point in the future. As soon as Jack finished the chocolate and returned to his rental room, he encountered the landlord collecting rent. However, in the face of the landlord's arrogant attitude, Jack, who had eaten the chocolate, wasn't flustered at all. Instead, he was unusually confident. Immediately, his pupils began to dilate, and the light in front of him instantly became brighter. He could even see how many sweat hairs the landlord had on his body. Then, with just a glance at a small corner of the landlord's backpack, he instantly realized that the landlord was currently studying law school. Subsequently, the contents of the book flooded into Jack's mind. So, Jack guessed that the landlord was studying law. Upon hearing this, the landlord was shocked on the spot. Little did he know that Jack would also guess that he must be struggling with his graduation thesis. Jack said that this book was not suitable for reference at all because it was written by the author's assistant. Then, Jack boldly claimed that he could guide him to complete the writing of his thesis for free in the coming days. However, in just these few minutes, the landlord's attitude towards Jack changed from anger to admiration, directly exempting Jack from half a year's rent. Afterward, Jack never imagined that the small, transparent chocolate would give him the world's top-notch brain. Subsequently, his inspiration increased instantaneously. The long novel that he hadn't been able to write clearly in half a year, he finished in less than an hour. Early the next morning, he took the completed novel to the publishing house. However, upon seeing this, the boss expressed that he was too lazy to read it. He believed that Jack couldn't possibly write a best-selling novel. Little did he know that Jack confidently stated that as long as the boss read 3 pages, he would kneel and beg him to update it. Then, he sarcastically left. Sure enough, when he returned home, the boss immediately called him. This instantly made Jack overjoyed. However, just as he sat down at the computer, ready to make a big move, his mind suddenly went blank. It turned out that the effects of the transparent chocolate only lasted for 24 hours. After 24 hours, he would revert to an ordinary person. In order to regain his creative inspiration,